Gentlemen, what if I told you there's a specific powder you can place directly on your tongue 30 to 60 minutes before intimacy that can dramatically enhance blood flow, increase stamina, improve firmness, and create the kind of performance that will leave your partner absolutely amazed? I'm Dr. Lila Romano, a urologist with over 10 years of experience helping men restore their vitality, and today I'm going to reveal exactly which powders work, why they work, and how to use them for maximum results. So stay with me until the end, because the combination formula I'll reveal could be exactly what you've been searching for. Here's what makes this approach so powerful and why it's different from everything else you've tried. We're not talking about taking something daily and hoping for gradual improvements over weeks or months. We're talking about acute interventions that work within 30 to 60 minutes to enhance your performance for that specific intimate encounter. This is about having a reliable tool in your arsenal that you can use when you want to ensure an exceptional experience. The key is sublingual and oral absorption. When you place these powders directly on your tongue, the active compounds are absorbed through the highly vascular tissue in your mouth and under your tongue. Think about it, your oral mucosa is incredibly rich in blood vessels. This means the ingredients get into your bloodstream rapidly, bypassing your digestive system where they could be broken down by stomach acid or delayed by food. The result is faster action, more predictable effects, and better overall performance. This isn't about tricking your body or forcing it to do something unnatural. Instead, we're supporting your body's own mechanisms for achieving and maintaining firmness. We're working with your biology, not against it. And because we're using multiple compounds that work through different pathways, you're getting comprehensive support rather than relying on a single mechanism that might not be enough on its own. So let's dive into the most powerful powders you can use for this purpose, starting with the one that has the most research backing it up and the most reliable results. The number one powder I recommend is L-CITRULLINE, and this is where we need to start because the science here is absolutely solid. L-citrulline is an amino acid that your body converts into L-arginine, which is then converted into nitric oxide. And gentlemen, nitric oxide is absolutely crucial for erectile function. It's the master molecule that signals the smooth muscle in your blood vessels to relax and dilate, allowing blood to flow freely into the penis to create and maintain an erection. Now, you might be wondering why I'm recommending L-citrulline instead of L-arginine directly. Here's the fascinating thing that research has shown us. L-citrulline actually produces higher and more sustained levels of L-arginine in your blood than taking L-arginine itself. This seems counterintuitive at first, but here's why it works. When you take L-arginine directly, it gets broken down fairly quickly as it passes through your digestive system and liver. L-citrulline, on the other hand, converts to L-arginine more gradually and efficiently in your kidneys, creating a smoother, longer-lasting elevation. The research on L-citrulline and erectile function is impressive and consistent. In one well-designed study, men with mild erectile dysfunction who took L-citrulline experienced significant improvements in erection hardness. 50% of the men in the study reported improvements, with better firmness and increased satisfaction with their sexual performance. Other studies have shown that L-citrulline improves exercise performance and reduces fatigue, which translates beautifully to better stamina during intimacy. It also supports healthy blood pressure, which is critically important because good vascular health is absolutely essential for erectile function. Here's exactly how to use L-citrulline powder for acute effects before intimacy. Take about 3 to 6 grams of pure L-citrulline powder, not citrulline malate, which is a different form that's less concentrated. Place it directly on your tongue and let it dissolve partially for about 30 to 60 seconds before swallowing with water. This partial dissolution on your tongue allows for some immediate absorption through the oral mucosa, while the rest gets absorbed through your digestive system for sustained effects. Take it 30 to 60 minutes before anticipated intimacy. The effects typically begin within 30 to 45 minutes and can last for several hours. You'll likely notice easier arousal, firmer erections, better maintenance of firmness throughout, and improved stamina that lets you perform longer without fatigue. The taste of L-citrulline is relatively neutral, maybe slightly bitter, but not unpleasant for most people. You can mix it with a small amount of water or juice if you prefer, but taking it directly on your tongue provides the fastest absorption and most reliable onset. Let me tell you about Michael, a 58-year-old patient who came to my clinic frustrated because he couldn't maintain firmness long enough to satisfy his partner. He'd tried everything: better diet, more exercise, even considered medication, but was hesitant about side effects. I suggested he start with 4 grams of L-citrulline powder sublingually, 45 minutes before intimacy. 3 weeks later, Michael returned with completely different energy. He told me the first time he tried it, he noticed easier arousal within 30 minutes. By the third use, his firmness was noticeably stronger, and he could maintain it throughout without the anxiety that had been plaguing him for months. What impressed him most was how natural the effects felt. No weird side effects, no pill panic, just reliable performance. He said it gave him back the confidence he thought was gone forever. That's the power of supporting your body's own nitric oxide production, rather than forcing it with pharmaceuticals. The second powerful powder might surprise you, but it's backed by years of athletic performance research: beetroot powder. Athletes have been using beet juice for years to enhance performance, and now we're understanding exactly why it's so powerful for sexual function as well. Beetroot is one of the most potent natural sources of dietary nitrates, and your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide through a completely different pathway than L-citrulline uses. This is critically important, and here's why. When you use L-citrulline, you're supporting nitric oxide production through the arginine pathway. When you add beetroot, you're getting nitric oxide production through the nitrate-nitrite-nitric oxide pathway. By activating both pathways simultaneously, you're getting more comprehensive and more powerful support than relying on a single mechanism. It's like having 2 engines instead of one. Studies on beetroot juice and powder have shown remarkable improvements in blood pressure, enhanced exercise performance, improved endothelial function, which is the health of your blood vessel linings, and better blood flow to tissues throughout the body. For sexual performance, these same mechanisms translate directly to better blood flow to the genital area, easier achievement of firmness, and improved stamina that lets you go longer without feeling exhausted. Here's how to use beetroot powder for maximum effect. Take about 1 to 2 tablespoons of high-quality beetroot powder. Place it on your tongue. Let it dissolve slightly and mix with your saliva, then swallow with water. The taste is earthy and slightly sweet, which most people find quite pleasant, almost like drinking fresh vegetable juice. Take it 45 to 60 minutes before intimacy. Beetroot tends to work slightly slower than L-citrulline because the conversion of nitrates to nitric oxide happens through bacterial action in your mouth and then further conversion in your body. Now here's a pro tip that most people miss, and this is really important for getting maximum results. Swish the beetroot powder around in your mouth for about 20 to 30 seconds before swallowing. The bacteria on your tongue and in your mouth are what start the conversion of nitrates to nitrite, which is then converted to nitric oxide in your bloodstream. The more contact time the powder has with your oral bacteria, the more efficient this conversion process becomes. This simple step can significantly enhance the effectiveness of the beetroot. I had another patient, Robert, age 63, who was already using L-citrulline with decent results, but wanted something more. He was experiencing adequate firmness, but struggled with stamina. He'd fatigue quickly during intimacy and couldn't go as long as he wanted. I suggested he add 1 tablespoon of beetroot powder to his routine, taken at the same time as his L-citrulline. For weeks later, Robert reported a dramatic difference. Not only was his firmness even better than with L-citrulline alone, but his endurance had noticeably improved. He could maintain performance for much longer without feeling physically exhausted. He told me it felt like his whole body had more energy and staying power. The combination of both pathways working together created results that were greater than either powder alone. That's the synergistic effect we're looking for, and it's exactly why combining these approaches works so powerfully. Now let me introduce you to a powder that works differently from the first 2, but provides incredibly valuable support: maca root powder. Maca is a Peruvian root vegetable that's been used for thousands of years in the high Andes Mountains to enhance fertility, libido, and sexual function. What's fascinating is that modern research has validated these traditional uses with some really impressive clinical studies. Research on maca has shown that it improves sexual desire in both men and women. In studies specifically with men, maca supplementation increased libido, improved erectile function, and enhanced overall sexual satisfaction. What's particularly interesting is that these effects seem to occur without significantly changing hormone levels, which suggests that maca works through different mechanisms, likely affecting neurotransmitters in the brain that regulate mood and sexual desire, and improving energy levels at the cellular level. Maca appears to have effects on brain chemistry that enhance your interest in intimacy, not just your physical ability to perform. It also reduces fatigue and improves overall energy, which certainly enhances intimate experiences. Some research even suggests maca improves sperm quality and fertility as well, making it a comprehensive male vitality support. Now, maca comes in different colors, and this actually matters. Yellow maca is the most common variety and is still quite effective. Red maca may be particularly beneficial for prostate health. But black maca seems to have the most potent effects on male sexual function and fertility. If you can find black maca powder, that's your best choice for sexual performance. Enhancement. Here's how to use maca powder before intimacy. Take about 1 to 3 teaspoons of maca powder on your tongue. The taste is slightly nutty and malty, almost like malted milk, which most people find pleasant. Let it dissolve partially, then swallow with water, or you can mix it into a small smoothie if you prefer. Take it about 60 to 90 minutes before intimacy. Maca tends to work a bit slower than L-CITRULLINE or beetroot, but it provides a broader enhancement that includes not just physical function, but also mental arousal, desire, and overall energy. One of my most memorable success stories was Frank, a 67-year-old man who came to me with a different kind of problem. His physical function was actually okay. He could achieve firmness, but he had almost no interest or desire anymore. He felt like his drive had just disappeared, and it was affecting his marriage. I recommended he try 2 teaspoons of black maca powder daily, taken 90 minutes before intimacy. The change was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, Frank reported feeling more interested in intimacy, more energized throughout the day, and more like his younger self. His wife noticed the difference in his enthusiasm and engagement. What maca did for Frank was rekindle that mental and emotional desire that's just as important as physical function. It reminded me that sexual health isn't just about blood flow, it's about the complete experience, mind and body working together. Now, here's where everything comes together, and this is what I'm most excited to share with you. Let me reveal what I call the performance enhancement stack, a powerful combination that brings together multiple mechanisms for maximum effect. This formula combines L-citrulline for immediate nitric oxide production, beetroot for additional nitric oxide through a different pathway, and maca for enhanced desire and energy. When you use these 3 together, you're covering all the bases. Here's the exact formula. Mix together 2 teaspoons of L-citrulline powder, 1 tablespoon of beetroot powder, and 1 teaspoon of maca powder. You can prepare this mixture in advance and keep it in a small, airtight container so it's ready whenever you need it. This makes it incredibly convenient. No measuring or mixing in the moment when you're trying to prepare for intimacy. About 45 to 60 minutes before intimacy, place this mixture on your tongue. You can take it all at once if you're comfortable with that, or mix it with a small amount of water to make it easier to consume. The combined taste is actually quite pleasant. The natural sweetness of the beetroot balances the slight bitterness of the L-citrulline, and the malty note from maca adds a nice depth. Most men find this combination very tolerable. This 3-way stack provides comprehensive support through 4 critical pillars. First, immediate and sustained nitric oxide production through both the arginine pathway and the nitrate pathway. Second, enhanced blood flow not just to the genitals, but throughout your entire cardiovascular system. Third, increased energy and physical stamina so you can perform longer without fatigue. And fourth, improved mental arousal and desire, which is absolutely essential for truly satisfying intimacy. The timing of when you take this stack matters significantly. The 45 to 60-minute window is optimal because it allows all three components to become active in your system at roughly the same time. L-CITRULLINE begins working around 30 minutes and peaks at 60 to 90 minutes. Beetroot takes about 45 to 60 minutes to convert the nitrates to active nitric oxide. And MACA's broader effects take 60 to 90 minutes to fully manifest. By taking them together 45 to 60 minutes before intimacy, you're creating an overlapping peak where all three are working synergistically. Here's an important optimization tip. Don't eat a large meal immediately before or after taking these powders. A full stomach can delay absorption significantly and reduce effectiveness. If you're planning an intimate evening, have a light meal a couple of hours before. Take your performance-enhancing stack on a relatively empty stomach, and you'll get the best results. Hydration is also crucial. Make sure you're well hydrated throughout the day, and drink a full glass of water when you take the powders. Good hydration supports blood flow and overall cardiovascular function. Many men who use this combination tell me it's the most effective natural approach they've found for enhancing their intimate experiences. The effects are noticeable but feel natural. You don't feel artificially stimulated or uncomfortable. There are no concerning side effects for most people. You simply feel more ready, more confident, more energized, and more capable. That's exactly what we're aiming for. Before we move forward, let me warn you about the 5 most common mistakes men make with these powders that can completely sabotage your results. I see these errors constantly in my practice, and avoiding them can mean the difference between disappointment and success. Mistake number 1, taking these powders on a full stomach. This is probably the single biggest mistake I see. When your digestive system is busy processing a large meal, absorption of these compounds slows dramatically. The powders have to compete with food for absorption, and the effects can be delayed by an hour or more, or weakened significantly. What to do instead? Eat a light meal 2 to 3 hours before intimacy, then take your powders on a relatively empty stomach. The result is faster, more predictable, and more powerful effects. Mistake number 2, using poor quality products. Not all supplements are created equal, and this is especially true for powders. Some products contain fillers, additives, or very low concentrations of the active ingredients. I've seen men frustrated that these don't work, only to discover they were using a product that was mostly rice flour with minimal actual L-citrulline. What to do instead? Look for products that list third-party testing, show clear amounts of active ingredients, and come from reputable manufacturers. Yes, quality costs a bit more, but it actually works. The result is you're not wasting money on ineffective products. Mistake number 3, taking too much too soon. I see this constantly. Men think if 3 grams works, 10 grams will work better. This is the more is better trap, and it backfires. Your body can only process so much at once. Taking excessive amounts doesn't double the effect. It just increases the chance of digestive upset, bloating, or a drop in blood pressure that makes you feel lightheaded. What to do instead? Start with the lower end of the recommended range, 3 grams for L-citrulline, 1 tablespoon for beetroot, 1 teaspoon for maca. Use that consistently for 2 to 3 encounters, note your response, and only then increase if needed. The result is better tolerance and more predictable effects. Mistake number 4, inconsistent timing. Some men take these powders an hour before, sometimes 20 minutes before, sometimes right before, and then wonder why results are unpredictable. The timing window matters because these compounds need time to be absorbed and become active. What to do instead? Stick to the 45 to 60-minute window consistently. Set a timer if you need to. The result is reliable, consistent effects you can count on. Mistake number 5, expecting instant miracles while ignoring underlying health. These powders are performance enhancers, not magic fixes. If you have severe cardiovascular disease, uncontrolled diabetes, or significant obesity, these alone won't overcome those barriers. What to do instead? Use these powders as part of a comprehensive approach that includes regular exercise, healthy eating, stress management, and adequate sleep. The result is that the powders work much more effectively because you're supporting your overall vascular health. Let me address the most common safety questions I hear, because I want you to use these powders confidently and safely. First, are these powders safe? For most healthy men, yes, these powders are quite safe when used in the recommended amounts. However, if you have cardiovascular disease, take blood pressure medications, or have any chronic health conditions, you absolutely must check with your doctor first. L-citrulline and beetroot both lower blood pressure modestly, which is usually beneficial, but if you're already on blood pressure medications, the combination could potentially lower it too much. Never combine these with prescription PDE5 inhibitors like Viagra or Cialis without your doctor's explicit approval. Second, will your partner be able to tell you've taken something? The effects are definitely noticeable in terms of firmness and stamina, but they're not so dramatic that it's obviously artificial. It simply seems like you're having a particularly good performance. The goal is enhancement, not transformation into someone completely different. Most partners are simply delighted with the improved experience without questioning why. Third, what about side effects? The main potential side effect with L-citrulline and beetroot is mild digestive upset in some people, particularly if taken in large amounts. Start with smaller doses and increase gradually to assess your tolerance. Beetroot can turn your urine or stool slightly pink or red, which is completely harmless. It's just the beta-cyanine pigments passing through your system. Don't be alarmed if you see this. Maca can cause mild digestive upset or slight jitteriness in some people. Again, start with smaller amounts and adjust based on your response. These side effects are uncommon and usually mild, but it's important to be aware of them. Now, I know we've covered a lot of information, and you might be thinking, this sounds great, but where do I actually start? That's exactly what I'm about to show you. I'm going to give you a simple, step-by-step action plan that takes all of this science and turns it into something you can implement tonight. No confusion, no overwhelm, just a clear path from where you are now to the confident performance you want. Here's what I want you to do. Step 1. Choose one powder to begin with. Don't try to do everything at once. I strongly recommend starting with L-citrulline because it has the most research backing it up and provides reliable results for most men. Order a high-quality, pure L-citrulline powder, not citrulline malate, from a reputable supplement company. Look for third-party testing seals on the label. Step 2. The next time you're planning an intimate evening, take 3 to 4 grams of L-citrulline powder on your tongue about 45 minutes beforehand. Set a timer if you need to. Then pay close attention to what you experience: easier arousal, better firmness, improved stamina. This is your baseline. Step 3. After trying L-citrulline 3 or 4 times successfully, add beetroot powder to create a combination. Take 1 tablespoon of beetroot along with your L-citrulline, again 45 minutes before intimacy. Step 4. Once you're comfortable with that combination and seeing good results, add 1 teaspoon of maca to create the complete performance enhancement stack we discussed earlier. Step 5. Track your results. Keep a simple note in your phone, nothing elaborate. Just jot down what you notice: firmness level, how long you maintained it, your energy and stamina, your partner's response, your overall confidence. Most men find these powders make a noticeable difference within the first few uses, and the effects become even more reliable and powerful with consistent use. Remember this: your sexual performance doesn't have to decline as you age. That narrative that everything falls apart after 50 is simply not true when you understand how to support your body properly. By using these natural, science-backed powders at the right time and in the right way, combined with healthy lifestyle practices like regular exercise, good nutrition, stress management, and adequate sleep, you can create intimate experiences that are satisfying, confident, and genuinely memorable for both you and your partner. These aren't just supplements. They're tools that give you back control and confidence. They work with your body's natural mechanisms, not against them. And the best part is, you can use them as often as you want without the side effects or concerns that come with pharmaceutical options. Gentlemen, if you found this information valuable, please hit that like button right now and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future content on natural approaches to enhancing men's health and vitality. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, and I'll see you in the next video.